get to the big one now, Best Picture, our last one. So we got Babel, The Departed, Letters from Iwo Jima, Little Miss Sunshine, and The Queen. So, Kyle, who'd you finally go with?
Well,
let me guess. You went with Babel, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you went with Babel. Man.
I did. This is one I changed at the last moment as well.
You think it's going to take it, huh?
I was going to The Departed all season long.
Yeah.
And I changed it at, our deadline was at noon. I changed it at 11:15.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Talk about your last-minute change in the big category.
I did.
Babel, huh?
Well, it's a serious role.
Mm-hmm.
The Departed, of course, is, Scorsese, may, with him, I think, taking directors, may pull this one in to Best Picture.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just sense that this is such a big upset year for us. I mean, we got four movies here that I think The Queen is out of the running.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Babel, Departed, Letters from Iwo Jima, and Little Miss Sunshine could all win for different reasons.
That's what makes it so difficult. It is really a four-way race. So. Mark, what did you predict?
I predicted Babel.
You also go with Babel.
Yeah. Now, I think I had Little Miss Sunshine chosen first, but then I switched to Babel. Personally, I did not care for Babel, but it's just I think it's got some huge momentum behind it. I didn't really care for the movie, but I think if I had seen Little Miss Sunshine, I would have enjoyed that much more, and I actually, that was my preference, and then I changed it also.
Well, the thing I'll give you on Babel, it's the thing, of these five, it's the one that's the most typical of what the Academy likes to honor.
Exactly.
Real important film on a huge, epic kind of canvas.
Exactly.
So and it's won the Golden Globe, so it has won some honors. But my prediction has still got to be Little Miss Sunshine.
Wow.
Yeah.
The little film that could, huh?
The little film that could. And, if I would have thought, like 3 months ago that I'd be actually predicting Little Miss Sunshine to win, I probably would have, kicked myself, Because, there's parts of me that think that, God, this is such a little film, too, and we're talking about the Academy's Best Picture Award,
exactly.
And would they give it to it? And that's
why I didn't pick it.
I just don't
see it. I just don't see it taking that top honors. I just don't see it.
The only reason I finally, in the rationale when I was thinking about it, it was that, I think about, Babel, even like Mark was saying, he didn't like the film, and it has its detractors. You either really love it or hate it. I was kind of middle of the road. I appreciated it and admired it, and thought it had some good moments, but on the overall, I really didn't think it was that great, and I think of The Departed, winning, and I think that it's, again, The Departed doesn't have a real serious message to it. It's really kind of just a thriller, action, really well done. And you got Letters from Iwo Jima, which, again, is kind of that typical epic that they like to honor, but it is in a foreign language, and it came out a little bit late in the season, and then, of course, The Queen we talked about really not having a running. So when I thought about it, I'm thinking Little Miss Sunshine has, it's a tearjerker, it's irreverent, and it's this kind of big, this little success story that kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm just sensing that it's got so much momentum, and everybody loves it. Every time I read
probably
something,
would have voted for it if I had seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I read something, when they talk to Academy members, it's like you mentioned Little Miss Sunshine, and they're all like, yeah. There's no one that's dissing the film.
Wow.
So it's a tough choice.
Like I said, I was going with The Departed all along. I was telling everybody last week it's going to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
But then I heard all the buzz about the violence and the backlash on that, and then I thought, well, Little Miss Sunshine, is it really going to win Best Picture?
It's tough.
I really enjoyed the movie. I've watched it twice. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it more the second time than the first time.
Yeah.
Just because I knew the characters and I knew their quirkiness. But I think, like you said, Babel's is the typical type Oscar-nominated or Best Picture winner.
Yeah. It was a tough
and
choice.
it was a last minute switch on my part.
Yeah, you did that last switch. Man.
It's that switch to victory.
Now, historically, you guys have agreed on this category, I think.
Right.
Yeah, we typically do.
Haven't you historically, over the last several contests, don't you usually agree on this category?
I think we have.
Yeah, I think so.
But that's because usually it's a foregone conclusion.
Right.
You know, typically.
First year in a while that we've had.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Here we got 4 that.
Yeah, I can't think of a recent year. I was trying to think back when there was really a serious competition, because even like the surprise years, like when Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan, I don't think anybody was really voting for Shakespeare in Love. Everybody was predicting, and same as last year. There were very little that thought Crash could win. You know, Brokeback Mountain was kind of the foregone conclusion. You know, and this is a year where you've really got, it's really wide open. Any of these films could potentially win, and that's what makes it real exciting. You know, because it could go either way. I can make cases for any of those 4 films that I could see it winning. You know,
and the poor the Queen. It's just getting left out.
I know.
No respect.
Well, I wish it really took a spot that I think should have went to United 93. You know, or there were a few other films I'd probably put in there before that. I'd put Little Children in there before the Queen.
Did you both see United?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I wish I had seen that.
Really powerful.
You know, I came away from that being very upset and very
Well, it's not
mad.
the kind of movie that really uplifts you, Kyle, you know.
Right. I mean, exactly. I mean, but, I mean, it was very well done. It was, it definitely pulls emotions out of you.
Well, I mean, of the 5 Best Pictures, you know, I would be the most happiest if The Departed won, just because that was my favorite of those 5.
That's my favorite, too, out of all of them.
But, I mean, it's, you know, I just don't, I think they'll give Scorsese director, but then I don't know really that his film would win Best Picture. I just think it's probably either going to be Babel or Little Miss Sunshine that takes Best Picture. So, yeah, it's a tough choice, though, that's for sure.